Rob, the host of BSing with Y Eagle Y, a veteran-run podcast where real talk, music, and good vibes collide. We bring you comical relief with our open season episodes and interviews with bands across every genre, from rock to country to hip hop. Catch every episode on Rumble, Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify, or visit us anytime at bsmwityeagley.com. I want to give a big shout out to Ed, the man behind Static Shift Radio, holding it down for rock artists and keeping the scene alive. Go show some love and check out the website where you can find Static Shift Radio Station and upcoming events. Now rolling with me is my co-pilots on the mic, the Ferg and Reggie the Great. And we can't forget the producer, Disease, keeping us and the sound in check. So tonight we have Gravel Switch from Jamestown, Kentucky. High energy modern rock with southern grit and heavy hooks. Have Seth Wade vocals, Samuel Fairchild bass and vocals, Jacob Simpson guitar, Harley Wilson drums. They also shared the stage with Blackstone Cherry, Tantric, Brett Michaels, Saliva, Tyler Bryant, and the Shakedown, Hinder, Texas Hippie Coalition, The Lonely Ones, Saving Abel, and Seven Dust. Give it up to Gravel Switch.
How's it going, everybody?
Hey, what's up?
Hey guys, thanks for coming on, by the way. Thank you for your time. Thank you for agreeing to do this and come on tonight. And by the way, hope you guys blow the roof off at the show tonight.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks.
So one thing I wanted to ask right off the bat, you guys have gotten to open for several of your heroes, several bands that you guys love and admire and are your influences. And one of those influences in particular that was listed was Seven Dust. Now, I know this is a different lineup for the band, but Seth, I believe you were there. You and one of your former bandmates at one time, you set out to learn all the Seven Dust songs that you could. Did you guys ever learn them all? And what was the hardest and which one was the most fun?
That's a good question. That's a really good question.
Harley was actually on that show as well. He was in the lineup.
Awesome.
At that one. You wasn't?
Oh, I wasn't even in the band at that
I was on that lineup.
I was in another band trying to get on that same show.
Sorry we beat you out.
So it's fine. I went to Warped Tour instead.
But getting to play the show was awesome. Having them kind of close to home in Bowling Green and getting to be one of the openers was pretty spectacular. And the guys were great. But learning a bunch of songs with the original guitarist of Gravel Switch, we did sit down and try to learn a bunch. And what really kicked that off was the Southside Double Wide album. And because we were an acoustic based duo, like me and him, that's kind of how I got in the band.
Right.
But we was doing a bunch of Southside Double Wide songs. It kind of started with I guess Angel's Son, which was always really popular and awesome to play. But when we started doing some of the full band songs, I think Beautiful was one of the funner ones to play. So, and there's talks that it might come back. I don't know.
Okay.
That it might come back in the lineup or in the set list.
Heck yeah, absolutely. They've got such a catalog, and so sometimes it's always fun to cover someone else's songs, and you also help build your fan base that way doing so. But I was just thinking, man, I was studying on that, and I said, I wonder how many of the songs you guys actually got to learn, because that's quite a feat right there.
There was probably 6 or 8 that we played regularly. Just the acoustic bonfire sets, just hanging out with friends, was a lot of that.
Heck yeah.
That's interesting. So, you mentioned the acoustic bonfire songs. Is that how you guys start writing? The writing process? How do you go about building your records?
Well, it's never been the same formula twice. Honestly, it just depends who's got an idea, a little spark in them. This last EP was all sparked from Sam. Uh, he brought in 4 killer ideas, and we just kind of, he had really good song structure and lyrics and all that stuff already, and we just basically had to learn how to play it the way he was hearing it in his mind. So, and that's the first time that's ever happened. So, I mean, used to going back to our No Regrets album or the EP of No Regrets. That was a lot of songs that were written before I was in the band, and I like to call it nip and tuck some lyrics here and there, make things flow a little bit better, make them more easier to sing, I guess, and more audible to sound better. So I did a lot of that on that 4-song EP, and then when we went back into our rehearsal space and started writing the full-length album, that was just a lot of sitting around with an acoustic guitar and building songs from scratch, starting with an idea or just a song title. I ended up writing a song called No Regrets just because that's what the EP was called. So everything's been different every time. So it seems like.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Kind of throw it at the wall, see if it sticks.
Yep.
Yeah. That'd be the process.
Yeah.
So, as I mentioned earlier, with Gravel Switch sharing the stage with the bands that I mentioned, so out of all those artists, was there one show that really raised the bar for you guys?
That's probably
Say Brett Michaels, Corbin Arena for me.
yeah. The Brett Michaels show at Corbin Arena was pretty killer. The way that we were treated, as an opening band was awesome. Of course, Warrant was in that lineup as well. But
Oh wow, yeah.
I mean, we got treated good, and it was an arena show. But that was cool, and the Tyler Bryant show was also killer.
That's my biggest influence for anything is Tyler Bryant.
Okay.
What was yours?
I would say out of the Blackstone Cherry show, Manchester Music Hall in Lexington, because it was the first time I ever walked out and seen a lot of people like in your head immediately.
Yeah.
Oh crap! Gotta bring it.
Walking out and seeing 1,600 capacity room at capacity before the first note of music was played was pretty awesome.
Got to be an awesome feeling.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Well, the band has went through some lineup changes through the years. Talk to us about how the current band came about, and talk to us about the fan reaction as you guys come together. You seem to play really well together, especially on your new song that you just recently dropped. And so talk about that, how you guys got together, and talk about the fans' reaction to all that.
Well, of course, the band originating in 2002, there's been a long time to cycle a bunch of members in. I think our last guitarist that we had that was with us for about 5 months, I think he was the 23rd member in the 23 years. So, but
Damn.
the fans, there has been some times where where it's ruffled some feathers. Not necessarily who we bring in has ruffled the feathers,
Right.
but previous members leaving.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that you can do about that. Life gets in the way. Or people get better opportunities. There's the very few times that it's been like creative differences, and a member will branch off and start their own band or own project, or do solo stuff, and it it's a life. 80-ish shows a year is pretty straining, on anybody, especially when we're all, still working and, got families and stuff like that. And, people bow out and have to move on and cut their hair and get a real job,
Right. It's not for everybody. The music
it
life is
isn't
not
for everybody. And luckily, this group right here has very, very similar tastes in music. We have the same kind of drive. Like, we all have the same objective, uh, and that really helps.
Heck yeah.
Out of those 20 plus members, there's only been 2, maybe 3 that left under strenuous, situations. But other than that, everybody else is still good buddies. Talk to most of them pretty regular. And I don't know. That's a good feeling to be able to look back and know that it's been a bunch of friends and people that we can still golf with.
Oh yeah, no need to burn any bridges whatsoever. And I didn't ask that question to bring up any hard feelings or anything like that.
Oh,
But
no.
sometimes fans can be a little unforgiving, but the show goes on, right?
Well, when I took over, that was another one of the situations. I guess I started 05-ish, helping sell merch and being a roadie. And then the acoustic thing that I was doing was with the lead guitar, or, with the original guitarist. And so we would play during their breaks. We'd play a couple acoustic songs, and then it just kind of built. The original singer, life got in the way. He bowed out. They asked me to take over. And when I did that, I wanted to make it more of a business. And the way that I always like to refer to it as, to those guys, that when we started it, or when I joined, I wanted to make it a machine. And with every machine, parts wear out. You replace the parts. You don't throw the whole machine away and start over.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the mentality that we've had. And I've been very, very lucky to have very good parts over the last 15 or 16 years after taking it over.
Well, it sounds like you got some good ones.
Absolutely.
Very proud of these guys, for sure.
I don't know why.
Hell yeah. So speaking about parts to the machine, if you guys could steal somebody from another band or another group to work on a record with, who would you go for?
Oh, that's a really freaking good question.
Like poach them to have them join our band, or do a collab with.
A collab.
Wildly different scenarios.
Yeah. Let's talk collab.
Okay.
That's also like
Blackstone Cherry.
That was, and the reason for me that working with Chris is kind of still high up on my list of things to want to do is he had signed on, not really signed, but he had agreed to do some vocal work in our song 10 Feet Tall. And because we were doing some studio work when they had their studio in Glasgow um, at Music Is Me studio. And he was going to do that. And I think they were with Roadrunner at the time. And they vetoed that. They stepped in and said that they was not going to let him use his voice on our album.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that was a big bummer, a pretty big letdown for us, but we understood. And but working, be cool to work with them again. Love to do some stuff with Crowbot. Love their style.
Yeah.
And there's already talks of maybe doing something with Marty and the Lonely Ones. He's been wanting us to come up to the studio and try to do some writing. So there's stuff that potentially can happen and stuff we want to happen. It's just time, availability.
Of course.
Oh, you're talking coaching, not to laugh. You
want to steal.
He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
So, guys, playing with heavier bands like Texas Hippie Coalition, did that change your approach to live shows at all?
Man, I don't know. They are a little heavier sound than us on probably more songs, but we've got some songs that are pretty that can kind of stand or in that same category, that same genre. Very, very gritty, heavy Southern rock. But for our live shows, energy, just try to be moving, try to be interactive with the crowd. That's one thing that Josh, the original guitarist, always said. He said a live show is 80% the showmanship, and 20% actual skill, and being able to play the song right. And I was like, I've seen you prove that. But yeah, putting on a show and being interactive with the crowd has always been something that we tried to do. Just letting people have fun. It's all about the live show for us.
I tell you, I've heard all of your songs, and even the Ferg has found one that is not listed, is harder to find, and I'm sure he wants to talk about that later. But I love all the guys' music, man. Y'all rock it. So.
Yeah, I do have a song that I want to talk about, but let's start with your newest single. Let's start with Into Deep. You often hear people say, every time I get knocked down or every time I got knocked down, I get back up. But you guys kind of flip and reverse the lyrics there. You say, every time I get back up, I get knocked down. And so I was going to ask you about that and the writing process, because I think that's kind of genius that it's backwards. You're telling a different story. And then tell me what I'm hearing at the end of the song there. It almost sounds like somebody's doing a pretty cool trick with the fretboard of the guitar, making it sound like some record scratching, or is that actual record scratching?
Wow, dude.
That's awesome. No, I guess I'll take these. So those are two great questions. As far as the writing process goes, I think I wrote that song in the fall of 23. And I remember I was laying in bed. I was just kind of stuck in a situation that I felt I couldn't get out of. And I just turned, I just had this idea, and the words kind of came to me. And I've still got the audio recording on my phone of me just laying in bed with the acoustic guitar, just singing the chorus and stuff. And I, at that time, I never really wrote songs or showed anybody, stuff like that before. So I kind of put it away, after I got it out, and I put it away. And then about a year ago, it came time that we wanted to write some new music and kind of go in a little bit different direction, something a little bit more modern. And I finally got brave enough, I guess, to show them. Since then, here that main riff, he had already had it ripping. I was like, that's awesome. I think I can make it match with something I already had. And by the end of that practice, pretty much everything just fell together very, very easily. It helped having melody in the words and kind of a structure already. But yeah, that song isn't necessarily a happy song, but not a happy one. It's kind of you just feel like you're stuck, you're trapped in whatever situation that it might pertain to at that time. And yeah, it's mental health is something I've been trying to be more outspoken about, especially as a guy. I guess there's kind of a stigma around men's mental health, and so trying to take what I've been through, put that into song, and put that out in the world might help some people. Let them know that it's a okay thing to feel, and that they're not alone.
Right.
So, and then the record scratches.
Yeah.
So there's I don't know if you guys Sleep Theory. They're pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of them. And in their song Fallout, they've got the like record scratches in the beginning of the opening song. And I thought that was so cool and such a cool idea. And so in the studio, I was really pushing to throw in something like that at the end. And we tried for 30 minutes to go online and find we tried for maybe 30 minutes or an hour to find like a sample online or some kind of plug-in that could emulate that, and I was about to give up on the idea, and I'm not a very we have to do this, I'm not letting it go kind of person. I'll back down pretty easily. And Matt, our producer, I went outside to smoke a cigarette, and he came out, he's like, listen man, if this is what you want, don't, he kind of gave me a let's get it going speech. He's like, if this is what you want, don't back down. I said, we're gonna go in there, we're gonna figure it out until we get it right. I was like, okay, you didn't have to call me out like that, but all right. Don't yell at me, please. No. And so we actually, it was played on the guitar, so he's doing like this motion, and kind of edited it to where it's more like a record scratch. And I thought it turned out pretty sick. It's really cool that you noticed that.
Yeah, I love it. I love hearing neat things like that in songs. I guess I'm always looking for something unique like that, and that caught my ear, and I thought that was really, really cool. I love that you guys put that in there, and I thought, man, that's awesome. I don't know how many people would have heard that, but I hope they also hear your message like you were talking about, and I hope it reaches your fans, because that's awesome that you're speaking to mental health, man. We appreciate the heck out of that.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely thought that was a sample of some kind when I heard it.
We tried for forever. It would have been. But I couldn't get it right. Yeah, it was. I was like, well, maybe I should go buy a turntable.
All right. So speaking of songs, what is y'all's favorite song to play live?
I know mine.
That's a really good question.
Harley, you go first.
It's 10 feet tall for me.
It's a banger.
That's two. I think I'm gonna go with Moving On.
Moving On.
Oh, okay.
Moving On's a good one.
My personal favorite is Breathing on My Own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
love that song too.
I think mine's as far as original, probably Digging Away. Just because that goes, we like to open up with that, and just that beginning just goes so hard.
Yeah, punch him in the face.
That'll get the crowd right there.
You start the set with that, and it keeps everything on track for the rest of the set.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying the new material too. because we've been, of course, playing In Too Deep live. And that's very fun because it's challenging for me to sing it. Because as we were in the studio, and where he was saying that he would back down easy or he would compromise. After every line, I would look into the booth and I'd be like, "Is that what you want to hear? Is that what you want me to sound like? I'll do it different if you want." So we all wanted to make it sound like what he was hearing in the studio. So and that's really fun to play. And we've also been sneaking in probably the next release. We've been sneaking that in live a few times, and it's really fun too because it's, like I say, challenging. The new material we've got is it's a challenge all the way around, and I think it's going to bring us like you were saying, we wanted to be a little heavier, but we wanted to have more of a modern sound.
Yeah. Okay.
We've never tried to pigeonhole the band into a certain sound because it's about feeling. It's not about creating the sound that everybody knows you as. It's about putting out music that you're feeling. So we've never tried to market ourselves into one corner. But really excited about the direction that we're going now.
All right. Well, you brought up Breathing on My Own, and I could tell you, man, I've listened to every song that you have on Spotify and getting ready for this interview. And when I come across your music a while back, that's when I reached out to you, Seth, and which I didn't know it was going to be you responding back to me. But I tell you what, man, you're quick on the trigger for response, and I appreciate that.
Just don't ever call him. He won't
I send my phone number in the emails purely for text only. If you call me, I'm gonna watch it ring.
Yeah. But so breathing on my own, man. To me, and I may be wrong. Tell me, but to me it felt like regaining independence after an emotional weight or control or reliance on someone else. And its core, it's a song about self-recovery, learning how to stand again once something or someone you depended on was gone. And just listening to it, it hit me. So
yeah, that's exactly what it's about. There was a lot of that. Of course, some of the best songs come from painful, trying times. Breathing on My Own was definitely one of those. It was a song that when I joined the band was partially written, and they had played it out a couple times, and it had a different song title and everything. I think it was actually called Shotgun Red at one point.
Too far into the spectrum there.
So yeah, it got a complete revamp, but like I was saying, the original singer stepped away to go do life. He actually ended up coming back a couple of years later and playing bass for us for like 2 years. And so
cool.
When he came back, I asked him about that song, and we brought it back up, reworked the whole thing, retitled it, and put it together as what is Breathing on My Own. And it was purely about finding your self strength and all that stuff. There's multiple other songs. Moving On is very similar. It's just kind of a different take on the situation. But yeah, Breathing on My Own has been my favorite since the night that we actually put it all together in our rehearsal space, and it was an instant for me.
Well, one of my personal favorites is not one that pops up on your official page, and you have to dig a little bit on Spotify to find it. But when I found Cradle My Blues, love that song. And the way the vocalist, the way you're carrying the notes there, I love the style because it's almost in the style of like Brad Arnold or Daughtry, or maybe a mashup of the two. And at about the 150 mark, it's pretty cool. There's this slight, very short voice echo effect that I love that you do right there, and it's just fantastic. But that song's really heavy. You're talking about heavier songs. When you plug that into your Bluetooth or whatever, that one really rocks. It's really loud and heavy, like I like. But the lyrics that spoke to me, when he said, "I guess I was there just for you to use," and I think that'll resonate with a lot of people. But talk about that song. Talk about Cradle My Blues and how that came together. Talk about.
I love them so much because they're making an announcement here at the venue. Hang on, I'm sorry about that.
No, that's fine. Our apologies.
It moved. Oh, his mouth's moving.
So, Cradle My Blues. He's sticking his tongue out. Cradle My Blues was a song that was previously written before I joined the band, and it's one of those that when he came back playing bass with us, we were trying to put an EP together. We did put an EP together, but that was one of the songs that we brought back, revamped a little bit because it was really laid back, and we turned the heat up on it, on the song, and kind of reworked it. And honestly, that EP I haven't listened to that since we recorded it. It just we were under a record label at the time that, which is why it's hard to find, because they're the curators of that music.
Okay, they're
the ones that distributed it, not us, and that's why it's harder to find. And sometimes they get behind because the label got consumed by a bigger label, that got consumed by a bigger label, that got consumed by a bigger label. So it's literally label centipede, and that's gross. But it's lost now. Like I have no idea who actually has control of any of that stuff. And so it's just kind of out there in the ether, I guess. They're keeping up with it. Yeah, I'm glad that they're keeping the distribution paid up, so it's still available. But yeah, it's one of them things. Live and learn. Dumb kid decisions.
Well, it is a great song, and it definitely is one of my favorites. I promise.
Well, thank you. I bet Sam's never even heard it.
I have. Yeah. I might have been a wee baby when it came out, but I heard it.
That song was written before Sam was born.
It happens like that sometimes.
Remixed it.
Yeah.
All right, now seeing that you guys are getting ready for a big show tonight, what's the process like for putting a set together?
We have a list of a bunch of songs, and we just look at it. It's the most chaotic thing, but you can cater to your crowd a little bit better instead of just force feeding them, what flows. But you see, what the crowd's reacting to, and it's just easier to play to the crowd, But yeah, we've just got a list of 50 or so songs, and we just kind of pick and choose where we want to put them.
Hell yeah.
Way to go, Warren.
Y'all seeing Disease's picture?
Oh yeah. The audience can't see our producer.
Yeah.
That will never be funny.
Well,
Oh man.
I'm Ferg, like we talked about earlier. I'm gonna take one
Yep.
from you. So with a lot of people being a big Johnny Cash fan, how did the fans handle Folsom Prison Blues rock style?
I think you love it.
It's always been a hit. There's never been a time and we play that song. It's in every set that we play, or not every set, but every night that we play, every stage, it gets played, and it's never not been a hit. We still, everybody knows we're going to play it, but they still ask, "You don't play Folsom tonight?" "You don't play Folsom?" Yep.
Heck yeah.
Every night. And but yeah, we love it. It was something that probably happened with a bunch of alcohol involved. And yeah.
These things happen.
Yeah. It's like,
Fair.
hey, let's try this. And so, it's been 15 years, probably, or like we were playing it well before we recorded it. But yeah, it's been 12 to 15 years, playing that song pretty much every show.
Damn.
Yeah, it turned
Heck
out
yeah.
awesome.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
Heck
making the decision to go into the studio and record it was very cool. Well, it turned out really cool. It was a tough decision to make because we had never recorded a cover before. And so doing that was, we were just testing the waters, a little nervous about it, but it turned out great. And the video process that we done with Matt in the studio was pretty fun. Of course, completely different lineup except for me and Harley. But yeah, Sawhorse Recording Studio.
Yeah, they changed their name. Yeah.
He's rebranded, but it's Sawhorse Recording Studio and Matt McQueen is our kind of producer. So it's been fun working with him.
Heck yeah. Now, in your first album, Alex Rexroad was the producer. So, a couple of questions there, because you also mentioned earlier that you guys really love playing 10 Feet Tall. And so, kind of a dual question here. What was it like working with Alex? And then was he the one that had the input, or did the band decide to do this on 10 Feet Tall? You did something that's unconventional for a rock or a metal song. You open up with a banjo, and it works. I mean, it really works. But where'd that idea come from? And do you guys still use the banjo in the live set?
No, the banjos never happened live.
Okay.
We have talked about possibly if we ever start to use like samples for intros or whatever like that we'll probably do a little banjo sample at the beginning of it. That happened because Josh Pierce is, I don't know, crazy. He was taking full advantage of being in the studio and having access to multiple instruments and stuff like that, and he just wanted to play around, and so that happened. Alcohol involved, as is tradition, but yeah, working with Alex was cool. Alex is actually from my hometown. I remember him when he was a little kid. He's a few years younger than me.
Okay.
But we kind of went to high school together, I guess, a few years apart. And then when he moved to Ohio to go to college for studio production, and then he opened up a studio in Atlanta, or just outside of Atlanta, and we went and worked with him just because we knew him, the personal connection. He let us crash in his base in the studio there in his basement, so that was cool. But we'd go down there and spend 3 or 4 days and at a time, and get do 3 or 4 songs, or try to get all the drums tracked in one trip, and then that way drums were always the hardest, because once you get the mics placed in the room, it's almost impossible to, if you leave, you want to get all the drums in at one time. So your tones and stuff are the same. But yeah, working with Alex was fun. And we ended up working with him through the No Regrets EP, the No Regrets album, Face the Day album, and then the Beautiful Misery EP that Cradle My Blues is on.
Okay.
I tell you, every band has an awesome road story, and you seem like you get along like family. So, what is one of the craziest road stories you have that you could share with us?
And we can get away with.
That we can get away with legally.
Yeah. Statute of limitations is up
Put
on
them
most
on the
of it.
spot there, Ralph.
But
There's only so many times I can get you.
Not true.
Not true.
They can get you all the time.
All the time.
Every one of the time.
We learn something new every day, guys. Holy crap.
Man.
Specifically driving, or just being at a different spot?
Just going between different shows.
Going between.
You always have that road story to where, you'll cut up a little bit, and it seems like y'all are pretty close, as a family.
Bus breakdowns have made things interesting on the road.
Chilled on the roof of the van one time on
Yeah.
interstate for a while.
Sam chilled out, lounged on the roof of the van while I was trying to change the hub on our trailer after that wheelbarrow exploded and caught on fire.
Side of the interstate, outside of Indianapolis.
Wow. Damn.
We were on the road so long that day. That was
24 hours that day?
Almost a 24-hour turnaround trip from Wisconsin. So,
wow.
Was it? Where were we playing?
We come back.
We left Northwoods.
Yeah, we just left.
The first year.
Yeah. Broke down outside of Indianapolis, and it took 4 hours to get the part we needed to get back out on the road.
Wow.
Yep. Oh, wow. And there's always foolishness that happens.
Tomfoolery is our middle name.
Makes it interesting, man. Makes it interesting.
But it's just mainly a lot of gas stations. A lot of truck stops.
I feel bad for the poor soul that was in here.
lot of beef jerky and coffee.
Usually a lot of the most entertaining things that happen at gas stations is how disgusting some of them are.
Yeah.
So we always try to find the grossest thing to talk about for the next 2 hours on the trip. which makes some people queasy, but
it makes the time go by.
yeah, if you're laughing, you're not worried about driving.
Yeah.
And it's impossible for me to fall asleep driving while I'm laughing. I sleep so good when I'm driving, though. If y'all keep me laughing, I'll stay awake.
Yeah, whatever gets you from point A to B.
Yep.
Now, we heard y'all talking about sneaking new songs in to the set. What are the plans for any new music?
There's some stuff already in the pipeline. New ideas flowing already. One is the music is pretty much completely structured. Y'all got that down at the last practice, I guess. Mostly, we got some lyrics to write for that, and things. But yeah, we've got 3 more singles that'll be coming out on this. We've got on this current In Too Deep EP, and then but yeah, new songs, new ideas are already starting, and just gonna try to keep the wheels turning. No, we don't have a release date for the next single yet, but there'll be some new artwork hopefully here soon for In Too Deep, and I personally would like to put together a lyric video in the next little bit for it. I think just to help keep people listening to it.
Heck yeah!
And it lyric videos, when you can see anything that you have trouble understanding, or hearing in the song.
Big Southern accents.
Yeah. I know that I sound like a pound of cornbread, on top of a hay bale, but it's
Louisiana here, right? Louisiana
I
right
try
here.
to keep that off the
That's right.
as much as I can.
Well, we're looking forward to them, whatever comes down the pipeline.
Yeah, thank you.
I like to give bands a chance to brag on one another from time to time. And so I'm going to put you guys on the spotlight, give you a chance to brag on each other. What's something unique or awesome that each member brings to the table?
Harley wants to start this.
Yeah.
Who said that?
I just did. You heard me say it.
I'll be honest, I wasn't paying attention. He's boogie woogie.
They're blasting
He
house
was
music.
listening
out
to
here.
the DJ.
Yeah, they're blasting house music.
Oh, wow.
To the electric side. What I would like to point out and shed some light on is how awesome Harley is for putting up with me for just over 9 years now. So that's a pretty
Nice.
feat. These two guys here, Simpson and Sam, Simpson started his musical journey as a guitarist, came into the band to play bass just because that's what we needed at the time. Then when we needed a guitarist, he stepped in to do that. Sam came in as vocalist and rhythm guitar, and when we needed a bass player, he slid right into that position, and well, yeah, he broke his collarbone, so he had a little bit of what was it, the 2 month?
Yeah.
2 or 3?
2 or 3 month run of playing
Yeah,
bass.
he stepped in and played bass for 2 or 3 months while he healed, and he just kind of watched us load equipment in all the time.
Did his gimp arm.
Yeah, in his sling, But shout out to those guys for doing whatever needs to be done. Those are parts to the machine that's very hard to replace.
Heck yeah. Everybody's got
really
each other's
great
back.
parts right now.
Absolutely. That's awesome. So, now Reggie asked about new music. Do you have any touring plans and big goals for 2026?
There are goals. Financially, we're going to do as much as we possibly can. A lot of our ability to tour right now really hangs in the balance of this person. Well,
This fella.
gentleman's way nice, way
This
too nice.
fella.
This fella that said that he was going to fix our bus, that's had it for 9 months. You know,
Oh.
and so that's getting ready to change. Something's gonna definitely change in that situation here pretty soon. But
Might have-
you know, we're gonna do a Florida run. We're gonna be in Wisconsin, Illinois, a few times throughout the year at least. We want to do another run to Iowa. You know, and just kind of bounce around like we normally do, and string as many of them together as you know, if we financially can. But you know, there's goals. It's just we got to take the steps to get there, and I think that starts with me.
Yeah.
Might have to go pinch his head off or something.
Might have to send Disease up there and fix that bus for you.
Yeah, go turn a wrench, young man.
Believe it or not, he was believe it or not though, Disease was a certified mechanic. So
Nice. Well, come on. We'll have fun.
We have a job for you.
It don't pay nothing, but I got the parts.
You just get us to your next show. Have us at your next show. It'd be all good. On Disease.
That's right. Well, you guys have already played for some of your heroes, and so I'm not going to ask about that, but tell me about some of your favorite venues to play and what would be one of your dream venues to play.
Machine Shop is, I think, on our want to do. Like we're all, we all just want to take a picture in that hallway. I think.
Really
I don't even care if I play. I just want to take a picture in the hallway.
We're definitely going to play.
Purely for social media.
You can't get in that hallway if you don't play.
That's what they say.
That's what they said.
Sam's a quick guy.
I'm a pretty fast guy, I'll be honest with you.
Early.
I'm tiny, don't have a hard time catching me if I run. What's that?
I don't know. There's a bunch of cool venues.
Blue Note.
That we
Blue Note in Ohio.
I actually reached out to them last night. Sent them an email. Yeah, there's a ton of places that we want to play. Few places that we've got offered to play. It just the logistics for it is a little tough to plan for, but you know, want to do Sturgis. Bike rallies are always fun, and if you're going to play them, you might as well play the biggest one. So
that's right.
And like I say, we always like going to Florida. Got a buddy down there that owns a couple bars, so we like to go down there and sit on the beach, you know, for a few days and play a couple shows. I don't know. Any stage is better than no stage. Well,
That's right.
I don't know. We've played some pretty bad stages.
Places where I was like, man, this stage would be a lot cooler.
It wasn't here.
If we were not on it. No, like, we definitely enjoy playing, and the live shows are the best as long as the stage allows us to put on a show, I guess.
Awesome. So, where should fans follow you and support the band?
The easiest place would be gravelswitchband.com. That will send you links to all of our stuff. And if you're just a If you don't want to do the website thing, it's Gravel Switch Band on all platforms, pretty much.
TikTok,
Yeah. Pornhub, all that.
Oh, wow, there too.
That's real teamwork right there.
Disease is looking it up right now.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. Show us the G string.
so
the G string.
Oh,
we're coming up on our
I don't wear underwear.
well, we're coming up on our hour. Any final words for anyone rocking with
Just
Gravel
want to
Switch?
thank y'all for having us on.
And I appreciate you. And Ferg, Reggie, y'all good?
Yeah, you guys
Well,
are fucking awesome. Keep rocking on, man.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
You guys
asked too.
asked some awesome questions. It's been fun.
You guys are awesome, and I appreciate your band. One more musical question: The Devil's Toll. We haven't talked about the drums as much as we have everything else, but I love at the end of that, the drums go off like cannons at the end of that song. Man, talk about that a little bit.
There was a couple layers in there. There's some,
Okay.
there's some
Okay.
not real drums in there. Yeah, some extra loud booms and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's really hard to play now, but it was fun.
You done a playthrough
Heck
of that,
yeah.
didn't you? No, it was House of
House
Cards.
of Cards, which is also hard to play.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we can't thank you enough, and we hope that you guys just go out there tonight and blow the roof off at this
Thank
venue
you. Hell yeah.
tonight and have one hell of a show.
Thank you so much,
man.
So that's a wrap on today's episode of BSing with Y Eagle Y. Big love to Gravel Switch for hanging with us and sharing their sound and story. Y'all go check them out, support their music, and from all of us at BSing with Y Eagle Y and Static Shift Radio, thank you for tuning in.